Hey guys, it's Anna and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be giving you some amazing winter perfume recommendations. These are going to be different from my recommendations from last year's video because I'm trying to give you variety, but I still wholeheartedly recommend those. So I will leave that video down below to watch when you're done with this one to get some ideas for your winter scent wardrobe. So let's get right into it without any dilly-dally. I have some just phenomenal show-stopping layering combination suggestions for the winter, okay? And you are gonna pull out Navitus Venom of Love for these combos. So I really like this fragrance on its own, but I love it when I layer it. You layer this with a woody fragrance, a saffron based fragrance, an almond fragrance. This is a layering queen perfume. Like, you need a cherry, unless you hate cherry, you need a cherry in your collection, because I am not kidding when I say my cherry combinations are by far my most complimented fragrances. It shocks me, honestly. Like, I will get upwards of 5 compliments a day when I wear my cherry combinations. My go-to with this is BDK Velvet Tonka. Oh my gosh. People are asking me for names. They're going outside of their comfort zone and complimenting me. I don't know why that's a thing, but so often when people compliment me on my scent, they'll be like, sorry if this is really weird, but you smell so good. And I'm like, no, that's the best compliment. It's not weird at all. I don't know what that is. I feel like maybe some people interpret complimenting someone on how they smell, they find it to be more of an intimate compliment. I don't know, but if I smell someone smelling good, like, you best believe I'm gonna tell them. It's super sweet. If someone smells good, tell them. If they look good, tell them. If you love their personality, tell them. Spread a compliment here and there. Makes people feel good. So anyway, if you are into cherry and chocolate, if you just want a straightforward cherry chocolate perfume, this is your babe. Right here. You are gonna love this, hands down, no doubt about it. I personally like a bit more complexity with my scents, which is why this is a layering tool for me, but I absolutely adore it for that. So you can layer this with Baccarat Rouge 540, Zara Ebony Wood. Like I said, saffron, wood, and almond are just things that are a match made in heaven when it comes to this scent profile. You get this sweet, boozy, cherry liqueur. The way the cherry is definitely reminiscent to Tom Ford's Lost Cherry. This is atomic in comparison. Are you kidding me? This is lasting me a full day. It is intense. And it also has a very creamy, mouth-watering, very edible, dark chocolate note. Not too dark. Think 60% cacao, all right? Right in the middle there. And I experienced that chocolate note for about the first 2 hours, and then that definitely tones down, and the cherry, the booziness, like a little bit of wood in the base pops more. And like I said, my go-to combo right now is this with BDK Velvet Tonka, and that edgy, dark, bitter almond with like this boozy vanilla undertone. It has so much punch and attitude. It's definitely a very cool almond scent. I feel very cool when I wear that. So it's bringing this confident, cool energy, but also, oh my gosh, my mouth is watering, you're delectable, I want to eat you up. And it's like, I don't know what to do with myself. You know, that's what the people are thinking, smelling you. And especially around this time of year, the holidays, you know, people are giving each other chocolates. So this is your bomb of a cherry-filled chocolate. Another one from Navitus. This is a great unisex fragrance, and I find it highly underrated within the brand. I think it's absolutely one of the best scents they carry. Reve Nuit. You've heard me talk about this one before. I'm putting the spotlight back on it. Everyone that I introduce this to loves it. I introduce it to a lot of guys, and it's just a very likable, crowd-pleasing scent. But I don't mean crowd-pleasing as in, oh, I've smelled this DNA before. No, this is niche level, but it's It just has this attractive DNA. Like, oh, it just smells sexy. It smells like a date night. It smells like you're dressing up, going to impress. It smells confident. This is a woody, aromatic, spicy with a gourmand element underlying. Oh my gosh. We have a citrus whipped cream note in here. What? Excuse me? Citrus whipped cream and vanilla. And it has so much depth and character to this fragrance, but it's incredibly smooth and rounded out. I get vetiver, cypress, cedar, and cardamom. So it's, I don't know, part of it is a bit cold, and then other parts of it are warm. Deep, alluring, and I think this is so sexy for girls who enjoy unisex fragrances. Try this, okay? And absolutely for men. Whew. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna dwell on this brand for a moment, okay? I have tried every single fragrance that the house has ever released, and these 4 are, well, no, I have 5 favorites. But I recently decluttered Sora exclusive. It's an amazing, phenomenal fragrance. 10 out of 10. It's not you, it's me. I'm just someone that doesn't reach for almond fragrances very often for no reason. I mean, they smell fantastic, but I'm like, does it feel like me? I'm the pickiest person alive, okay? From the top of my head, BDK Velvet Tonka is the only almond dominant fragrance in my collection. I just love it because it's so edgy and cool to me. Anyways, Sora exclusive is phenomenal. Highly recommend. It's just that, of course, I have a lot of bottles of perfume and I need to be reaching for all of them. I want all of them to feel 100% like me. Anyway, as I was saying, these Navitus fragrances are the best of the best from the house, in my opinion. These are the ones I find full bottle worthy, and these last 2 that I'm going to mention are by far my favorites from the house. Love Reve Nuit, love Venom of Love for layering, but these 2, these 2, chef's kiss. They speak to me. The first one being a brand new release, Raised Spirits. And if you follow me on Instagram, you saw me post about this, and I was like, this has the potential to be my #1 favorite fragrance from the house because the notes are unreal in here. Like, speaks to me. Anna in a bottle. Amazing for fall and winter. This screams the holidays to me because of that scent association around the holidays. The spices, the rum, the gourmand notes, just the right amount of sugar, spice, and everything nice. If you like fragrances like Fragrance du Bois Minuit et Demi, Fraises, TSN Doux, I seriously think you are going to love this, okay? It doesn't smell too close to either of those to where you couldn't have both, but I'm giving you an idea. It's definitely in that same scent family. It's giving off the vibe. And I can, in fact, pick up on all of the notes listed. So take a look at the note breakdown. If everything looks good, you're good. If everything looks good and you love those 2 fragrances I just mentioned, this could be a blind buy. This smells like you are going out luxury shopping in New York City around the holidays, and you have very expensive taste. I can smell the warm, cocooning spice from the pimento throughout the whole life of the fragrance. You get a smooth, sexy, dark rum, and the salted butter fudge note isn't too loud. Like, this doesn't smell like butter to me. I am not a fan of that quality in fragrances. If I'm picking up on like a true buttery vibe, I'm like, hell no. But it's absolutely adding, you know, that creamy factor to the fragrance. And again, the salt element isn't too loud, but it's giving you that little bit of like, the little unique touch to the sweet element. If you've tried the salted caramel cream cold foam, it's a mouthful, from Starbucks, picture that a little bit, but it's not as vanillic as that, so really amp up the dark quality, like a dark caramel. We got wood, we have tobacco. So sexy. I showered myself in this yesterday and I just felt so damn good. A dark opulent caramel and a toasted, like caramelized brown sugar note. Oh my gosh, absolutely fantastic. And I think my number one favorite. I'm a little hesitant to say that because I kind of go back and forth between Reve Spirits and this, but as of right now, this is my favorite by a little bit. Okay. Navitus Chocolate Queen. I am a big fat sucker for chocolate fragrances, but I am so particular about how the chocolate note is done because it can either be so right or so wrong. I have been on quite the chocolate kick lately. I've been finding some bomb chocolate fragrances. I'm very excited to share them with you. I recently talked about Maison Taité Vicious Cacao. We got this and one more I'm going to talk about today in the chocolate family. I am absolutely obsessed with this. And I had to try it because looking at the notes, like, excuse me, yum. And we have some very unique gourmand notes in here as well, but I was a little nervous, I didn't know how it was going to play out because there's so many gourmand notes in here that I was nervous that it might be too sweet or too literal gourmand for me. No, it's perfect. I mean, this is for the gourmand lovers, of course, but it smells absolutely intoxicating on the skin. It doesn't smell just like food. So this was in collaboration with Gabby Loves Perfumes, and I just love her take on chocolate in here. It's completely unique to any other chocolate perfume I've tried. I really can't compare it to anything else. It's not bitter, it's not powdery, and it falls kind of in the middle of a milk and dark chocolate. I'd say Venom of Love pulls a little bit darker on the chocolate. And what's really fun about this is that there's a dominant Irish cream note. And it's so funny because the other day I went to Starbucks and I got a Irish cream cold brew, which, by the way, is the best Starbucks drink that possibly exists. If you haven't tried it already, you need to. And I got one for Eric as well, and he's like, oh my gosh, this is actually really good. And I'm like, I know. And I said, there needs to be an Irish cream note in a fragrance. I've never smelled that before, but the smell and the taste is so good. It has to be in perfume. And when we got back from our trip, this was waiting for me at home. This was kindly sent to me and Reve Spirits, and it has fulfilled that dream. So picture the Irish cream cold brew foam, but then you blended some dark chocolate powder into it. So it's more of a chocolate experience than just that foam alone. A bit of a boozy vanilla, and then a sandalwood and amberwood in the base. And that wood element is quiet, but it grounds it and balances out the whole scent profile. So it isn't overly sweet or overly gourmand. 10 out of 10 for me. A wearable, ultra addictive, incredibly well done chocolate fragrance. And ever since I've worn this, I've been wanting to wear it every single day from then on. But I try not to play favorites and give everyone their turn to be worn so that everything is getting use. I'm telling you, if you love your gourmands, if you love chocolate in your fragrances, this is a must have. And I'm so excited because I've just recently become an affiliate with Navitus. So if you want to support me, if you want to get a discount, you can use Anna10 for 10% off your order. I think this little selection here is by far the best from the house, so check them out. And try to find a decant or sample first. There will often be sellers like on Etsy that will decant their Navitus fragrances and sell little samples so you don't have to go for it blindly. And then they also have enormous discovery sets on their website if you wanted to try a bulk from the brand. You know what? Since we were talking chocolate, let me feature the other one. Okay, a couple months ago, I had a subscriber DM me on Instagram recommending this perfume to me. And I will admit, I was a little intrigued because a couple of notes I was like, holy cow, and others scared me a little bit. And then Miss Sharita on YouTube, I swear, When that woman talks about a fragrance, I feel major FOMO if I don't have it or if I haven't tried it. Like I'm just aching and dying to try what she recommends because she is so fantastic at getting us all excited and drawn into her content and what she says. Like, she's so passionate about fragrance. It's very obvious, and it's just really fun to be a part of. And she has absolutely raved about Narcotica's Dulce Diablo. And so hearing it from Sharita, hearing it from Bonnie, who is the subscriber that recommended it to me. Hi, Bonnie, if you're watching. And she thought I would love it. I was like, okay, let's give it a go. I got a sample from Luckyscent. Bonnie and Sharita, you were not wrong. Thank you. You were not wrong. This is truly impressive. A truly impressive gourmand. Also, the lasting power on this, insane. That little cute dabber sample lasted like a full 24 hours on me. What I was iffy about was that honey and dried fruit note, because I'm not a fan of those in fragrances when they are noticeable and dominant. It's just, no. I don't want to smell like dried fruit. It doesn't really appeal to me. And then honey just often is so sickly sweet and thick and just takes over everything. Anyway, not the case in here. The honey note is definitely quiet to my nose, but gives the fragrance a ultra smooth quality. It helps support that rich, decadent vibe. Wow, this is incredible. It's the booze and the chocolate for me. It's the booze and the chocolate for me. And it is incredibly dimensional. Again, this is something I cannot compare to anything else I've ever smelled. I love that. You have these rich gourmand notes of chocolate, vanilla, tonka bean, sugarcane, apricot. It's thick, rich, and decadent, and the booze that's in here does something to me. Truly, it is so intoxicating, deep, enticing. I feel like this is the epitome of Italian luxury bottled in a scent. Like, they have this pouring out of their golden chocolate fountains. And I just adore, as you know, when gourmand fragrances have notes that ground it and keep it from going too heavily into the food direction. So that perfect sweet spot of gourmands and then woody vanillas are by far my all-time favorite scent profiles in perfume. The rum, cognac, sandalwood, and touch of patchouli give it the perfect amount of edge. I wore this to work the other day. It's definitely, you know what, it's not giving me work fragrance vibes, but I don't care. I don't give a shit. I smell good. It's what I do. I would categorize it more so in, you know, the going out show-stopping category. I'm here to show up and show out. But whatever, I digress. I wore this to work and wow, it just takes up a room. The second I came into contact with the human species, I received 3 compliments. I got one from my boss and she said, you know what, I'm not usually into fragrances, but that smells incredible. And she said it smelled so special and warm, comforting, and reminded her of the holidays. Dulce Diablo. You need to try it. You need to try it. Yeah, it's fantastic. And I really like how the apricot is done as well. It smells like just a really dark, kind of overripe apricot that's been soaking and marinating in booze. Next up, I cannot shut up about this fragrance. This is by far my #1 favorite cherry perfume that I've ever smelled in my entire life. If you've been watching my videos, you already know what's coming. It's Dora's Mandorle. And this is by far my favorite from the house. I'm just absolutely astounded by the artistry in this bottle. Off the top of my head, I can't think of a more dynamic fragrance excuse me, in my collection where you have these three extremely distinct, separate stages. Like, I have a lot of perfumes that are very dimensional, but this is like clear cut, three different phases of the scent, and I just find it so fascinating and cool to experience. So with Mandorle, we start out with a blast of a cherry liqueur. It starts out more feminine leaning, but in the mid and dry down, I would classify it as unisex. And this is bam in your face, loud from the get-go. This is an Extrait de Parfum concentration. It lasts all day. So that cherry dominant opening lasts for about 15 to 20 minutes. The mid is then where it transitions into like a cousin of Parfum de Marly Herod, which is my favorite fragrance of all time. I just get a visceral reaction to that scent, and it has that element of it in the fragrance, but with a cherry spin and then a couple of other things tweaked, but I absolutely get that resemblance in the mid. There's no tobacco listed in here, but I get that. I get that DNA. And that same type of vanilla that's used as well, where it's just this decadent, ultra smooth, special, enigmatic vanilla. And then just the perfect smooth amount of booze, wood, a suede presence. Oh my gosh, it is sexy. Like, so good. I can't shut up about it. I'm so impressed. And then hours later, like around the 5-hour mark, then it goes into a territory of being more focused on the booze and the suede, and then secondary wood and tonka a little bit. So interesting, so cool. Truly, it smells magical to me, like a magic potion. An enchantress would wear this. It is dark, it is sexy, it's bold, it's confident, incredibly mysterious. I think it is just absolutely fantastic, and I am so excited because Dora wanted to partner with me to host a giveaway for you guys. So we're going to be giving away, or they're going to be giving away, a bottle of Mandorle to one of you, and it's an international giveaway. Make sure you're subscribed, of course, to my channel. Comment down below. Let me know if you're interested in receiving it. Like the video. The giveaway will be open for a week. I will pin the winner's comment down below, and then I'll comment letting them know they won. Please be aware of scammers. Whenever I do a giveaway, there are people trying to pose as me. Like, their username will be something like Telegram me, Anna Lauren. Please don't respond. If it's me, my username is literally just Anna Lauren. That's it. No Telegram me, Anna Lauren, and emojis and all that kind of stuff. I would never ask you for money. Like, what? They're trying to say, like, oh yeah, pay me so I can send you this perfume. Like, hello, it's called a giveaway. It's for free. I'm giving it away. So yeah, I apologize. It's been frustrating to deal with. I've tried something recently to try to block those comments, so we'll see if that works when I put this out. And I do not have Telegram. I will be in communication with you over DMs. Oh, that's another thing. Follow me on Instagram, please. annelauren.fragrance. And if you cannot wait, you are impatient, you're like, ma'am, I cannot wait a week and try my luck for that fragrance, I need it now. I do have also a discount code with Dora, and it is Anna10 if you're like, I need it now for the winter season. By the way, when I said I was partnering with Dora for the giveaway, this video is not sponsored whatsoever. I actually asked, can we do a giveaway for my subscribers? And they were very kind to say yes. Next up, I feel like I hit the lottery with this one. I have a huge thank you to Chris, my dear friend from the Perfume Nest. So sweet. It is so difficult to get YSL Babycat in the US. The only place that I know of that you can get this is Selfridges. And when it is in stock at Selfridges, it is not in stock for very long. It flies off the shelves in like a half hour. I ordered a sample of this and I just fell head over heels with this scent. and I was so bummed that I couldn't find it anywhere, and Chris actually bought 2 when it was in stock, and she kindly sent me her second one. So thank you so much, Chris. You are the absolute sweetest. I can't thank you enough. I'm so grateful, so thoughtful. I love you so much. If you love vanilla and incense, you will love Babycat. My gosh, get yourself a sample of this, okay? If my review sounds appealing to you, and stay on that Selfridges website if you are in the S, like keep your eyes peeled. I have heard a lot of comparisons to Rosendo Matou's number 5 with Babycat, and I positively adore number 5. I wear it all the time. It's a lifer fragrance for me, and I will say I definitely do smell a resemblance in the 2 fragrances, but they are by no means too similar. I find them like 40% similar. So yes, there is that underlying quality or DNA of number 5 in here, but it's an entirely different scent. But yes, the saffron does pull very, very similar. So starting out, you're definitely going to be experiencing some of that black pepper. This definitely has a spicy aspect to the overall fragrance that stays. I absolutely experience this airy, translucent vanilla and amber. It's a very warm, cocooning fragrance. The vanilla that is used in Babycat is so special. Perhaps a slight nod to Guerlain's Spirituous Double Vanille, where you have this thin, warm, boozy bourbon vanilla vibe. And then Spirituous Double Vanille, of course, has some incense in it, but this is an incense bomb. This is definitely amped up on that note. Also, the amber pulls similar to number 5, a sexy, smooth suede. I would not describe it as heavy or thick, but absolutely has a confident energy. It's addicting, very well blended, perfectly unisex. Eric loves this. When I wore this, he was like, "What are you wearing? Do you have any more of that?" And I'm like, "I'm sorry, I literally use it all up." And he's like, "Anna, why do you always do this? Why do you always use up all the good ones?" It's cocooning, edgy, and so enticing, so addictive. But listen, you have to be down with the incense. It has that sweet, addictive, unique quality, but it also has a dry smokiness to the fragrance. So this is one I would absolutely recommend sampling first. But yes, this is the one for the vanilla incense lovers. I also just wanted to speak on my thoughts real quick about Laboratorio Olfattivo Vanagloria. And that is getting a lot of comparisons to Babycat, and that is far more comparable to Babycat than, say, number 5. But in my opinion, Vanagloria is the harsher sister to Babycat. It's very similar, certainly, but the incense is a lot harsher and louder and bitter to me. It doesn't have the same addictive, airy vanilla that I would describe in this one. I would say that Vanagloria doesn't have a similarity to number 5, where I can pick up on that DNA in Babycat. It has a prominent leather vibe to my nose, even though it's not listed, and pulls slightly animalic, whereas in Babycat I get more so of a smooth suede. Overall, it's just harsher and darker than Babycat. So my pick out of the 2 is definitely Babycat. Even though the scents are very comparable, I would not buy a full bottle of Vanagloria personally. So if you were asking me, I would say wait for it to come back in stock. Wait for someone to, sell it either at retail price or lower on Mercari. It will eventually come back in stock. That's just my take on it. But I mean, heck, there are definitely plenty of people who love Vanagloria. You do you. I just anticipated that there would be questions about that one because of the comparisons to Babycat. Next up, I wanted to feature Orientica's Oud Saffron, and this is my perfect version of the Lancome Oud Bouquet DNA. This is a dupe, but better, in my opinion. To my nose, and to others when I wore it, it has a prominent alcohol, like rubbing alcohol presence to it. It did not, I wore it for hours and it never wore off. And it was a legit bottle. It came from Bloomingdale's and everything. I absolutely loved the scent except for that quality in the fragrance, and I luckily don't get that with Oud Saffron. This scent is so beautiful and special. Like, this very refined, rich, Middle Eastern, just gorgeous scent. A stunning saffron rose oud vanilla combo. There's no rose listed in the note breakdown for this specific fragrance, but I definitely get that. And it's not a scent that I will pull for often because it has such a like thick, syrupy, sweet, but deep, dense character to it. So it definitely needs to be very cold out to wear a night out, a going out, you know, special occasion kind of fragrance. This is not one that I would be wearing to work. It smells like class and money. It's just, oh, it's very refined. And also very unisex. This scent profile on a man, I think, is very alluring, very sexy, and very unique. Another one that is definitely pulling rich, deep, and decadent, okay? This is the vibe. This is the vibe for the very cold weather, okay? EBK's Ruby and Vanilla Intense. This is a stunning deep amber vanilla, and it has this sparkling champagne-like quality. That's the best way I can describe the specific vanilla that EBK uses in their fragrances. And the mandarin adds to that sparkling citrus factor. This was inspired by, I believe, a night at the opera. It smells like a red carpet, like a red extravagant gown being worn to the opera. This is gonna last me a while. The EBK fragrances are very powerful. You are getting your money's worth with these. It lists velvety notes, which, hun, well, to my knowledge, velvet does not have a scent, but I get the vibe. I get the inspiration. If you were to tie it to a fabric, red velvet. And then I also pick up definitely the patchouli, ambergris, and gaiac wood in the base. So this is deep, very classy, sophisticated amber vanilla. And the last one I'm going to talk about in today's video is BDK Gris Charnel Extrait. And I was saying earlier in the video that cherry combos are my most complimented perfume, essentially. The Gris Charnel freaking fragrances are like right up there with it. I mean, I love Gris Charnel, both the original and the Extrait, but I didn't anticipate it on being a huge compliment getter, like super crowd pleasing, like everyone's just obsessed with it. I mean, it's fantastic, yes, but it's woody and spicy, and usually the fragrances that I get a lot of compliments on are, you know, more girly, more gourmand, but people love this. I get mad compliments when I wear the original and the Extrait, both of them. People can't help themselves but tell me, you smell unreal. You smell so good. What is that? I need the name. Give it to me now. I had a coworker compliment me on this, and he's like, oh, Anna, you smell incredible. Like, wow. I walk past you and is that unisex? Can I wear that? And I'm like, absolutely you can, and you will. Here you go, sir. A little decant. And then he told me for the next several days that I worked with him that he could not get the scent out of his head. And he just loved it so much. It was so special. If you love a dry sandalwood, cardamom, a black tea note in your fragrances, babe, this is for you. Oh, unisex leaning masculine. But I rock this. I rock the freaking hell out of it. The Extrait is a little more toned down on the fig in comparison to the original. We have a vanilla note that's in here that you experience definitely more in the dry down, the longer it sits on your skin. It's more woody, more spicy, more intense. You only need a couple sprays of this. This is gonna last me a long time. I feel edgy, cool, Parisian chic when I wear this. It smells dry, and I experience a bit of a powdery quality from the iris as well. So yes, if you love woody, spicy scents, this is a very unique, special perfume. You're gonna get a lot of compliments. So that wraps it up for my winter recommendations. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't already. If you want to see me in any more videos, I'd appreciate it so, so much. I hope you guys are having an amazing day, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.